Number 9, Alabama at number 8, Oklahoma. Round 1 in Norman. It'll be round 2 of this game from this year. Earlier in the year, Oklahoma goes to Tuscaloosa, wins 23-21. Remember, that was Bama's only SEC loss in the regular season before they got packed up in Atlanta. 1.5-point spread. Oklahoma's the favorite. It started as Bama minus 2.5, so the line has really swung. 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, Friday night on ABC/ESPN is what they list. So I don't know if they have 2 broadcasts going or what. But if you remember last game, Alabama outgained OU 406 total yards to 212. I wrote in my newsletter in Norman that is wrong. That would be Tuscaloosa. Whoops. That's why I need an editor. But they outgained him by nearly 200 yards. Tate Sandell, your man, should win the Groza. I don't know if they've announced that. 4 for 4. Yeah, I mean, the guy's incredible. His game at Neyland, I put out an IG video. It was so good. He set records for a visiting kicker at Neyland, and then he goes 4 for 4 in that game. And then John Mateer had a rushing touchdown. If you remember, I mean, it was a big struggle for Oklahoma to move the ball. I've been pounding the desk all year talking about just how much respect I have for the Alabama defense. Everyone wants to talk about the Bama passing game. Obviously, they don't have much of a running game. Everyone wants to talk about Ty Simpson and the receivers. But the Bama defense has been what's really been holding the team together this year, and their 4th down conversions, the Mizzou game, some other games, the Georgia game, and stopping Georgia in the regular season. You got to wonder about the momentum of these teams. I do think Oklahoma's ascending a bit. You know, Mateer only had 7 passing touchdowns in SEC play this year in 8 SEC games. I mean, again, the defenses are great, but he clearly struggled after that hand injury, right? I remember that hand injury against Auburn, his first game back, couple weeks off surgery against Texas. I was at the game. He really struggled. And then the Texas defense was really good for most of the season. But we all want to see him at full strength. He threw for 29 touchdowns a year ago at Washington State. It was obviously a fantastic dual threat. Obviously, life in the SEC is significantly more difficult. That being said, it never really felt like Oklahoma, outside of like a pass to Satania and then he runs after the catch for like 60 yards, it felt like that was the entire OU offense. Like Jade Knott barely played this year. He was one of the prized portal purchases. We all thought he was going to be like a 1,000-yard rusher. So it's been a very clunky year offensively for Oklahoma, but their defense is just, I think it's the best unit in college football. It's just insane. It has won them games. It helped win them the Tennessee game, the R. Mason Thomas scoop and score. That was incredible. He pulls his hammy on the play. You can see it. He pulls his hammy at like the 30-yard line and keeps running to the end zone for a touchdown. And then he's been out since that moment, but he's going to be back for this game. He's been officially medically cleared. That's obviously huge for Oklahoma. He is number 32. He's probably the best defensive player in the sport, in my opinion. Obviously, there's a lot of good ones. Reese, Downs, Ruben Bain, Cassius Howell. For my money anyway. He's the best defensive player in the sport. He's that good. If he's 100%, how effective will he be? Obviously, he might be a little bit nervous about re-pulling a hammy, etc. But I love that he's back for this game. On the Alabama side, the stakes just feel really big. Like, if Bama were to lose this, Kalen DeBoer would have 4 losses in back-to-back seasons and no postseason wins. Obviously, they lost to Michigan in the bowl game last year. Now, one of their losses this year, of course, was to Georgia in the SEC title game. No shame in that, especially because they beat Georgia earlier in the year. One of the best wins, arguably the best win in college football this year, was going on the road to beat Georgia, a team that many people, myself included, predict to win the national championship. So no shame in that. To me, it's still been a really good year for Kalen DeBoer. Like, it really has. I mean, I understand they can't run the ball. Jam Miller's been hurt all year. Their backup Hill's been solid. It's really more about just the run blocking. They haven't been able to run block very well, which is odd. In pass pro, they're great for the most part. Proctor's obviously a great left tackle. The Florida State loss, I still have no idea how that happened. Like, Ryan Williams got a concussion, and then their offense just fell apart. But the O-line was not very good in that game. Florida State's defense really got after Simpson. I thought he battled him as a warrior in that game. It's just that he didn't have a lot of protection in that game. But the O-line got better. I don't know, man. It's just going to be like when they held up, they created a lot of really explosive plays the first time around against Oklahoma. I mean, they, like I said, over 400 total yards. That basically doesn't happen against Oklahoma. I mean, that's a really... This OU defense, again, for my money, is the best in the sport. That's a really good effort, 400 total yards against this nasty OU defense. But, again, only 21 points, and then obviously the pick 6 to Eli Bone was basically the play of the game that lost it for him, and no shame in that because OU's defense. Oh, the Bowen Bros were committed to Oregon once upon a time, folks. They were committed to Oregon once upon a time. I think they made the right decision. Brent Venables just has OU playing well, man. Big game for both these coaches. Like, if Venables wins, he's already back in the good graces of the OU fan base, but coming off a 6-7 season last year, I know it was highlighted by that win over Bama, but I don't know. Like, you're kind of going, yeah, this just feels weird, like a couple of 6-7 Oklahoma seasons, but they've stood by him. He's still recruiting really well. Clearly, I mean, the thing that he has going for him is he is an elite defensive mind, and that is proving to be true on the field. Like, and that's why they hired him, right? Like, for the longest time, OU would get in these playoff games. They've still never won a college football playoff game. They would get in these playoff games, and then they would give up 50 points because Lincoln Riley wouldn't even pay attention to the defense, right? And he runs his offense in such a way that they don't possess the ball. They don't play complementary football. It's really just a one-trick pony. That's obviously proven to be true at USC as well. And so they haven't won a playoff game. But what I think a lot of us like about Venables is that he's a defensive mastermind, and that is playing out. That, like, the program identity of OU now is to be just a crushing, dominant defense. And, if that takes him to a national title, that's obviously awesome for them. If not, my point is, like, I think Venables, his fingerprints are all over the program in the best of ways, right? Like, he's doing a really good job, in my opinion, of creating that defensive identity. And so I don't think his like job's on the line or anything by any means this game, but some people feel that way about DeBoer. I think that's a big talking point. Like, if Alabama loses, people are going to be like, is Kalen DeBoer's job on the line? Is he going to go to Michigan? It's interesting. Obviously, Michigan, the winningest program in the history of the sport, their job's open right now. Kenny Dillingham gave a Willie Taggart style, why wouldn't I be, Mario Cristobal style, I think my agent's drawing something up here. He gave one of those the other day to the local Jays at ASU. It looks like that, the way he spoke in that interview, which was extremely scared and kind of monotone, and I just owe it to everyone to give my all today. That is the first sign of, I'm probably gone. I would imagine he's interviewed for the Michigan job by now. I don't think that reporting's out there, but I imagine he's interviewed for the Michigan job, and I also think Michigan wants to see what happens with DeBoer and see if they can persuade him. That's my opinion. Like, if DeBoer loses, Michigan might call him, and Michigan's going through a lot right now. I think, like, I don't know if the AD's under fire. He probably should be, like, just the way the whole Sharon Moore thing played out. I know they're saying they have independent investigators, and no one knows the details super well behind the scenes on what exactly Ward Manuel saw or didn't see. So, anyways, I'll let the legal process play that out. But I guess last thing on the DeBoer thing is, like, if he loses, does he want to get out of town? In my opinion, taking Alabama to an SEC title game in year 2 as the coach and winning at Georgia and only having one conference loss, and it was by 2 points, like, that's a really damn good season, man. You just wonder, like I by no means think they should fire him at all. I think they should. I mean, he's a really good coach, and dude, anyone in Saban's shadow is gonna, it's gonna take a while. And even obviously we know the story about Saban. His first year they lost to Louisiana Monroe, right? So it just takes a while, man. I mean, look at Venables. He had a couple 6-7 seasons to start in OU, and now his identity's coming through. So I wouldn't even think about it if I was Bama. I think Michigan just wants to see if DeBoer kind of wants out of town for some reason. None of the reporting suggests that at all. But anyways, those are kind of my thoughts on the way this game could end. As for the game itself, you remember the home teams last year were dominant. The home teams were absolutely dominant last year. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma here. I know that might surprise some people, but I just have that much respect for their defense. Got our Mason Thomas back. I think Mateer's getting healthier and healthier. They've had almost 3 weeks off since their last game, which was November 29th. Went back and looked. And they played much better against Missouri and LSU down the stretch. Obviously, those teams are kind of middle-of-the-pack SEC teams. But, dude, this defense for OU is championship level. It's national championship level. Is the offense? Probably not, but the defense certainly is. So I'm going to go Oklahoma to win and cover. Final score prediction, Oklahoma 23, Alabama 16.